Welcome to BAFDraft episode 56 with your host,
Matt Zerby.
And your co-host,
Rob Flowers.
And I'm the sound man engineer guy, Gary. And returning...
No, hold on. But you see that? He dropped the co-host.
Yeah, I see that. It changes from week to week.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Keep us guessing. He's going to have another title, like Thanos, Emperor of all.
All right, so... joining us from episode 38 is Jordan Randall.
Hey, Jordan.
What's up, man?
Oh, man, it is good to be back. How are we doing, guys?
Oh, we're doing awesome.
Yeah. Doing as good as can be.
Yeah.
It's not so humid out here today, so that's always a plus.
I thought it was very humid this morning.
Not as bad as it's been.
No, the last 2 days have been murder.
I had to, after I went in and did some work this morning for a little bit, and I had to take a shower right afterwards. So, look at that, Matt. You're catching stuff that I'm supposed to catch.
Oh, snap.
Okay, so how's things been? I heard a rumor that it's your birthday today.
That is correct.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, jeez.
No, you can actually sing the song now, apparently.
No, please don't sing the song. Please don't sing the song.
It's free rights now. It's been
Yeah.
like 70 years or 100 years or whatever it is.
It's like 72 or some nonsense. I don't know.
Okay, so for people, I don't know, if you want to listen to Jordan's first time on here, it was back in episode 38. And I think we were doing like a out of studio.
Yeah, we
recording
were
when he did that.
in the office. We had a giant group.
Yeah, we were having fun doing that. So, and I think I was bringing various people over, and you were one of them. So, and you're who I call the collector, because you're the guy who has all the fancy stuff.
That certainly hasn't changed anything in that time.
Okay.
It's actually gotten worse.
Nice.
And by worse, I mean
Okay.
better.
And I bought an artist proof off. I still haven't even opened that package yet. It's still sitting at home.
No kidding.
It's just sitting in that package. I can't wait to open it up. I haven't looked at it yet. Jeez. It was like, what was it?
Was that Mark Poole, if I remember correctly?
No. The one I got from you was a artist proof. It was from was it Antiquities. It was one of those.
Yeah, was that artist Mark Poole? I'm guessing. I think that's what it was.
I can't remember.
It probably was. If
because I was
Gary, he's all about Mark Poole.
Yeah.
Cool. So
All right.
Yeah, Mark Poole had a lot of the class. I think he had correct me if I'm wrong, I also think he had the classic what was it? Birds of Paradise as well. That's the one I think I remember.
It was
it
was the original artwork for Tropical Island, and they changed it out.
They're like,
wow,
with a giant bird on it. It doesn't make any sense. And then but the art is so awesome, we're gonna make a card for it.
Yeah, that was never a planned card.
Yeah.
But you can't say it didn't work out, because Birds of Paradise is kind of amazing.
Yeah. It was a design success, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jordan, what's life back in the real world? Not out here in this hellhole.
Wow.
So aside from work, which never changes, it's usually base level bad because of one reason or another. But besides work, I'm actually quite enjoying myself. I've been able to get back with the old LGS that I had before I got shipped out, and that in itself is going very well, and I've made a lot of good friends at that shop as well. So awesome. I feel like I've become more of a, I don't want to say what's the word I want to use? I've become a bit of a facet in the community where I can be talked to with regards to commander decks, modern decks, collections, like if they want to be valued at like what they look like or how they do in trade. I feel like I've become a better part of that and can give more educated responses on that kind of stuff instead of just being the guy that's like, ooh, that's shiny, or ooh, that'd be good in a trade. What do you want for that? I can actually give more responses on that based on what I've learned about the game in that time.
Okay, that's awesome.
Cool. Hey, pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
Pause mode.
Don't worry. Don't turn audio.
I'm not turning anything anywhere. Okay. All right.
That sound was
got to get the studio to tip top.
I left the AC on, so okay, we can continue.
All right.
So, your local store, what kind of events do they run out there?
So, on post, we are running a mix of, my schedule doesn't allow me to be there optimistically at the moment, so I usually swing it around maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 at the tail end of events, but on Fridays, they're typically firing off about one draft event or one standard event on Fridays. On Saturdays, it's usually constructed. Although for game day, that's what they have planned on the horizon. And Sundays are usually commander nights.
Okay. Now, you said the place is on the post, so is it the actual shop on the base?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Now, how does that operate? I mean, are they like AFES employees or?
Oh, no, not anymore. With regards to that, AFES actually terminated his contract in 2016. So when they did that, he was kind of like out of phase for about a week or two until MWR, Military Wellness and Recreation, I believe, or Welfare and Recreation, they scooped him up and offered him a spot at the event center there. And ever since then, he's been functioning with that spot. And with the release of Hour of Devastation, the shop really just got all gears turning to the point where it was on fire for a good amount of time.
Okay, so it's an actual shop, or is it like a soldier who's like volunteering his time? You know, sort of like how BAFDraft was.
Former soldier.
So basically, it's a vendor who's renting a space or whatever on base there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they have a lot of those, like in Jacksonville.
Okay.
They have. Matter of fact, that's where Rudy is in Jacksonville. So I don't know if he has a store, like as far as playing goes, but I know he deals with something there. So.
All right.
That's really interesting, huh? And what's his name? What's a shout out? You know, we can give him a little shout out here.
Just David. He usually doesn't go by anything further than David.
No store name or anything.
Oh, store name. Project Tabletop.
Project Tabletop. That's not
okay.
bad.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a cool name. All right, so with that, we're gonna get right into Pack One, Pick One.
Ooh.
Have you gotten a chance to experience these cards, the Hour of Devastation cards, Jordan?
Now, I have not played a limited or sealed Hour of Devastation event, but I do have the card index, and I will say that there are a lot of big choices to make when it comes to Hour.
Okay, nice. Let's get into this.
You get weirder and weirder every week, Gary.
Yeah, that smell.
I think that's what he's going for.
Yeah,
Must
well,
be.
it does smell good. Like, if a pack's been sitting on the shelf for like a year, it's got a different smell. Like, the right off the printer coming in, it's that sweet smell. So, here we go.
But over time, it kind of decays to atrophy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It brings back memories from, like, I remember it smelled just like the fresh Mirage ones, man. Here we go.
Oh my God!
worried
You played
you're
around
trapped all
Mirage?
the way up against the wall in
Yeah,
this room.
I'm worried that I'm safe.
I think that's
between
why
the
he
both of
put
you.
himself over there.
I think so too. You got to keep us trapped.
Yeah.
Really?
This is the only exit.
dreadnoughts.
There's no exit this way. Just nothing. It's just solid wall.
Yeah. Well, there's a window. That might become an exit if need be.
First one is Proven Combatant. It's a creature human wizard, a 1/1. So it has Eternalize for 4 and blue, which eternalizes exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie human warrior with no mana cost. Eternalize only as a sorcery.
They're not bad. I mean, I had to run one last week just for the Eternalize.
I think that's kind of how you want to look at it. I
Yeah.
had to run one.
Yeah.
Normally a 1/1 for 1 is unplayably terrible, but a 1/1 for 1 that can chump block and then later become a 6 mana 4/4 is a playable card in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a zombie,
Yeah, it's not great.
and a warrior, and a human.
It's blue,
The zombie's really the only thing that I think would apply. in
not
this.
with the blue.
Not with blue.
No.
All right.
And just you wouldn't expect it from a blue. If you have a 1/1 for 1 in blue, isn't what you'd expect.
Well, I mean, with the Scarab God, he wants zombies. So.
But of course,
yeah, it could be a thing.
if we're going in a draft, you have to be able to get the luck to grab a Scarab God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pack one, pick one right now, so we'll see.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, like where normally I would say a 1/1 for 1 is unplayably terrible. Don't even look at it. This, if you have to, you have to.
If you're playing a control
Eternalize the game changer.
If you're playing a control game and you just need something out to chump block and hold you off for a little bit, and you know you'll get it back later or something bigger, once you have the control and board state, start gaining board state, then yeah. But, okay, next one. Ooh. Haven of Enduring Hope. I like the artwork on this.
Yeah.
So. It's 4 and a white. It's a bird cleric. It's a 3/3. It's flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life.
It's about as clean as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good card. I'm picking this over that.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So are we all in agreement that Avon currently is over proven combatant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 mana for a 3/3 flyer is not great, but gaining 3 life is can actually make a difference.
All right, here we go.
If the card had cycling, it would be a no-brainer.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Mr. Coughs a lot over here.
Yeah. 3 times now.
That's
Hey, here we go.
We need a mic mute button so we can mic mute our own mics.
It wouldn't matter. It would pick up on the other mics.
Yeah.
So,
My
it's just
extra
not as
manly
strong.
voice.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
All right, next one is Blur of Blades. It's 1 and a red. It's an instant. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Blur of Blades deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. Instant speed. I think I mentioned that already.
I like it better than the Avon of Enduring Hope. I always want the removal spell, and then a removal spell that even can float around for a little bit. Instant speed, I like, 2 mana for -1/-1. I'll take it.
Yeah, I do like it. It does. It's only 1/-1/-1, but there's a lot of other -1/-1 cards to grab out there,
Yeah.
and they can add up real quick.
Yeah.
And if you got lucky and happen to get the one that destroys all creatures that you want it to destroy with -1/-1s.
Yeah. So that's my pick one.
At the same time,
It's Blur Blades.
I'm sticking with the Avon.
I still think I'm sticking with Avon as well.
I'm going to take the Blur of Blades solely because of the mana cost. What it does, it'll kill off the little dude, and you'll get a free shock out of it for your consideration.
Yeah.
So I'm going to side with Matt on this one and say I'll take the Blur of Blades.
All right, here we go. Next one. Carrion Screecher. 3 and a
Carrion, yeah.
Yeah, 3 and a black. It's a zombie bird. It's just a flying 3/1. Ugh. It's so expensive for a 3/1.
Yeah.
And it's just a trade card is all it is.
What?
Yeah,
It's
it's no bone
I know
pick.
it's
That's for
flying.
It has
sure.
evasion.
Yes, it does have evasion.
It trades for the Avon of Enduring Hope, which costs 1 whole more mana.
That's true.
It also trades for Blur
And it
Blades,
also
which
dies
costs
to that
1,
Blur of
2
Blades.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
costs 2 whole
I'm
less
still
mana.
sticking with Avon on that.
I
mean, like, if it looped around, yeah, maybe,
I think Carrion Screecher is a little bit better than people are giving it credit for. On the surface, nobody really wants a 4 mana 3/1, but I think the 3 power is just so huge. The clock is so fast.
The big problem in my eyes is the 1 toughness, in which case it would die to plenty of sources of removal. If you're playing in sealed, then there are a lot more ways to kill it. If you're playing in strictly Hour of Devastation limited, then there are less ways to, but it's still very easy. So I'm going to stick with Blur Blades.
Yeah,
Good.
Blur Blade still, but
you're okay, gotcha. Here we go, next one. Is Sidewinder Naga. It's 2 and a green, Naga Warrior, 3/2. As long as you control a desert or there's a desert in your graveyard, it gets +1/+0 and has trample.
See, the desert support stuff that a lot of the cards in this set have, they really make you think about what you value over other things.
yeah.
See, I'm going.
And if this is
So am I.
potentially a 4/2 for 3 with trample, yeah, I would say I pick the Naga now.
That's what I'm going with.
I'm still gonna go Blur Blades.
Okay.
I like the removal over a mediocre creature.
Okay. Next one.
Mediocre, I take offense to that.
It dies to every 2/2.
All right, strategic planning. 1 and a blue. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 in your hand and the rest in your graveyard.
I have not yet gotten a chance to play with the card, but
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You can set yourself up for certain strategies with that, and it really feeds into that. If you're really doing the Eternalize and the, what's the other one called? Embalm, and you're wanting to put deserts in the grave. I don't know. It can work really well if you're building around that. I just don't know. I haven't seen how it works.
It's basically a 3 scry, draw 1, and then the potential to
But then them going in the graveyard can be really big.
Yeah.
It can be, or like I played with it this last weekend, and there was a bunch of times where I had enough mana on the board, and I saw 3 lands, all 3 went in the garbage.
So you know how we've been doing chaos drafts every now and then?
Yeah.
Can I
Chaos
play?
Draft.
Yeah. So can I wanna? Oh my word! I can't talk.
Here we go.
Can I live the dream and we do a chaos draft of Shadows over Innistrad with the Delirium and this card?
Delirium.
That
Yep.
doesn't count
That
as
can be a very
discarding.
big.
Yeah, you're not
contribution to
discarding
Delirium.
it.
The delirium is the one that isn't that the one that cares only about the types.
No, delirium is different types.
Oh yeah,
There are
delirium
four
is the
types.
graveyard.
Yeah,
I thought
Yeah,
you were talking
Delirium
about
will
madness.
be heavily bolstered by strategic planning.
Yeah.
Can I
Well,
live
it
that
could
dream?
be, but I mean, there's better stuff in that set.
I don't trust this card yet. We'll see how. We haven't done a draft yet, so we'll see how that plays out in draft.
Oh, it's definitely nowhere close to Pac-Man Pick One.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sticking with
Yeah.
Wonder Naga. So
Yeah, I'm going with the Naga as well.
all right, next one
You gotta
is
stick with
Blur of Blades.
I'm sticking with Blur Blade.
No, I'm on the Naga by now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Matt's.
I'm the only Blur
Okay.
Blades.
Here we go. Survivor's Encampment is our first desert. And it doesn't come in tapped, but it adds one colorless mana to your mana pool, or you can tap it and tap an untapped creature you control and add one mana of any color to your mana pool.
It's not bad.
I think it's a functional reprint of Holdout Settlement.
Yes, it is.
Okay, in which case, no.
Well, it's a better than functional reprint of Holdout Settlement because it's a desert.
Yeah.
As much as that is the case, I don't like having to not only tie up my land, but my creatures to get my mana out there. If that's the problem, I'd rather just pick the desert that comes with the pack standard or a basic land.
Well, there's no deserts that come with the pack standard. They're all part of the commons.
That's what I mean. As in the deserts that will come in the pack. Like stuff like the 5 color deserts, desert of the mindful, the glorified,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
There's a lot of deserts in this. You're gonna see a lot. It's gonna be hard to get them.
I think that'll do good because people are trying to go crazy and play 3 colors. I think stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever
will
fixing
help
you
that.
can.
I played 4 colors and I had 2 of those and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Getting to play Summit the Planeswalker, yeah, off of
I'm not picking it. I'm still picking Sidewinder Naga.
No, yeah,
I'm not
definitely
ready
not
for
gonna
mana fixing yet, and Mountain Pack 1.
Still sticking with the Naga.
Next one is Defiant Kenra. It's 1 and a red. It's Jackal Warrior. It's 2/2. It's like the most vanilla card in this set.
It is the most vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah, I'm not picking that.
But
it's a dude.
The great part about this card is it does kill Sidewinder Naga.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Enough
It
already.
takes 2 damage.
And yeah, 2.
But you're still taking the damage.
And?
At a minimum. I mean, there's a lot of pump spells in this one.
So, are you?
There's
picking
also
this?
a 1-drop spell in this set that lets you gain 4 life, potentially 8.
Yeah.
All right, so here's our next one. It's our first uncommon, Supreme Will. This is a weird one.
Wait, that's our first uncommon?
Yeah. This is 2.
Oh, we got a foil pack.
2 and Oh yes, we do. 2. He's counting. It's funny.
That's insane.
2
I'm a collector. It's what I do, dude.
2 and a. Let me see if I can feel it.
No, just
Okay.
just go.
Jeez Louise.
2 and a
Charlie
blue.
loves you.
Instant. Choose 1. Counter target spell unless its controller plays 3. Or look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them in your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library. And you own
This
it.
is
so
everything I
amazing.
want to do.
Yeah.
This I definitely picking that
Yeah.
over these 2.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, there's too much strength in blue now.
Oh, there's 2 big good choices there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's your standard counter spell 3
Yeah,
kind
just
of thing.
put that on top.
All right.
Because, I mean, even Jordan, he's not going to see anything else other than that.
Yeah, if I look at a Supreme Will, I'm seeing either a mana leak in the early game or an impulse in the late game. And those are really, really good spells to slap onto the same card. So, Supreme Will.
All right.
All right. Here's our next uncommon, Ominous Sphinx. Ooh.
Wow.
3 and a blue Sphinx, 4/4, flying. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, target creature an opponent controls gets -2, -0 till end of turn.
Nope.
Yeah. Ominous Sphinx. That's Pack 1, Pick 1. That is actually Pack 1, Pick 1, I would say a large part of the time.
Yeah,
Rares are not very
It's
good. So.
it's got a built-in badass combat trick that lets you
Yeah.
draw a card.
Yeah.
Basically, pretty much most time. So
Draw a card, win combat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't like it, but blue's getting too strong.
Yes! I pulled you to the dark
Oh,
side.
you didn't pull me. Wizards finally started making blue worthwhile to play.
I've been whispering a long time for you to
Blue
play. Have I
has been
not?
very
You
bad.
absolutely have.
Straight blue has been very bad in standard for
Oh,
a
of
decent amount of
course,
time.
straight blue, but so what do you?
Even
what
if
do
you
want, Jordan?
splash it.
Are you jumping over
I'm
to the
still-
Sphinx?
I'm going to stick with Supreme Will.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Fair enough.
here's our last uncommon. It is Claim to Fame. Ooh.
Oh, no.
So the first one is a sorcery speed for black. Return target creature card with a converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Fame is 1 and a red sorcery speed. Aftermath, of course, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains haste until the end of turn. It's so slow too.
See, this is a card that in other formats is just, oh my gosh. Claim on its own is modern and even legacy worthy right off the bat because of what it can target. But in draft,
How many 2-drops are that good?
One.
are that good in draft? See,
That
there
you want
lies
to
the
pull
problem.
out and do spend all this mana on and time.
What is it? Glorybringer? Glorybringer Initiate?
Which is a rare.
This is a rare. That's about the only one I can think of that I actually would want to.
And Soul
Yeah.
Scar, whatever. The
No.
Soul Scar Mage?
prowess, dude. That would trigger it twice plus the other. That's actually a good card.
See, for this one,
Well, you
I
only trigger it
can't
once
because
because it's in the graveyard
not
when you
seeing
cast it the
flame.
first time.
No, when you cast this out of the graveyard, it still counts towards
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
but-
doesn't see claim, so it only sees
Yeah,
the ones.
it only sees fame. If you're pulling it from the graveyard, it doesn't see the first.
well, no,
part.
it gains.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about the claim.
Oh, I
part.
see what you're saying.
Because you said it sees it twice.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I
yeah.
mean, it's still +3/+3, but
Plus,
I
it's,
like it.
It's 2 colors, and unless I'm in both colors and super aggro, no, definitely not for pack one pick one.
Yep, I'm sticking with my older pick.
All right, here we go.
On to the rare.
The rare is I like this card. I don't know why. Mirage Mirror. It's the artifact.
Mirage
for
Mirror.
3. You pay 2. Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn.
No.
I think it's fun.
It's interesting. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing one, but I'm not pack one pick one.
no,
Not over an Ominous Sphinx.
no. I mean, the only thing you could do is copy the Ominous Sphinx, and then you both punch each other a little less hard than normal.
Yeah.
So
See, here's the thing. The mirror is only as good as what it's reflecting.
Yeah.
Right. So it's only as good as the worst card your opponent's or the best card your opponent's playing. So just play a better card.
yeah, or kill
And that is
a
all
very
up to
good card.
random chance.
Okay.
I'm still going to stick with Supreme Will.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what
Ominous
this.
Sphinx.
I have 3 more cards in my hand, which is weird. Okay. Here we go. So here's our foil rare. Adorned. It's a foil rare, but there's something else in
Adorned
here.
Pouncer.
Yeah, Adorned Pouncer, 1 and a white.
Hey.
It's a cat with double strike, 1/1. So, but it has Eternalize for 3 and
Oh my Lord.
white, and it comes back as the 4/4 black zombie cat
With double strike.
with
Yeah,
double
it's
strike.
pack one,
That's
pick one.
that's
that I like.
terrifying.
Yeah,
That is legitimate fear-inducing right there. You do not want to see this thing get eternalized against you. And the cool part about eternalize is right off the bat, it's not a spell.
Yeah.
It's an ability. So
You
you
can't even-
cannot hit it with something like Supreme Will, or if you're playing with Our Pack Amonkhet pack, if someone gets the censor, you can't do that because it's an ability.
That's why you just return it to hand and laugh.
Yeah, but then they just can't. Oh, they can't cast it because
Oh,
it's a
it's
token.
exiled.
Yeah, that's right. It's exiled. It's
Yep.
slow, but
It's even your
But at
favorite
the
color.
same
What are you
time-
you
doing
caught me.
here?
You caught me. You caught me. I just
and it's a double strike when it's already on as a 1/1, so it's going to take out a 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or a pesky little
And
one.
then all of a sudden it becomes an 8.
Yeah, it's so nasty. Oh, yeah, I like
And it's
that.
only 5 to internalize too.
That's goofy.
All right, so what's this next one? Ooh, a land.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
taking the Pouncer. I'm taking the Pouncer.
How the hell did I get on top?
Probably
Unless I
because
put
of
it
the way
on
you were
top.
shuffling it around.
Oh, okay. So here was our other uncommon or
Wait,
common.
is that?
It's
Oh,
a common.
Yeah, it's the Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs.
which Gary ran 2
Nope.
of, I believe.
It's no, I ran. Yeah, I did have 2 of them, but I forgot to put my.
Did I not call it?
Called it.
I said that
Dead
next
on.
card.
As soon as you saw that card, you were like, Gary's gonna love this, and he was like, no.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Well, this is 2. It's a Defender Wall, 0/4 for 2, and you can tap it and deal 1 point of damage to target player. Only if you control a desert or deserts in your graveyard. But I didn't have any deserts, and I took it out.
Yeah.
So, and I put better stuff in there. So
Yeah.
I put those draw card ones. Those
Yeah.
2. Oh, I mean, I won the
Because
tournament.
drawing cards is fun.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're all in agreement on Adorned Pouncer.
Yeah, that thing is
Adorned Pouncer.
really, really good.
Gross. Nasty.
Cool.
The pack itself was not, in terms of both playability and value. The pack was actually a very nice pack. It going by base value, we had both of the chase uncommons for the set, being Supreme Will and Claim to Fame. Not to mention a good rare and a very powerful foil rare. So $10 on the pack is not bad. So you got a lot of choices to make here. But I think I'm Adorned Pouncer. Bottom line.
Yeah, it's nice to know that the next two opponents will probably be fighting over blue, so you can stay out of blue and just go into a blue, like a white red, you know.
And laugh as their blue picks bounce off this 4/4 with a double strike that he just got out of the graveyard.
Yeah, I like the pack. All right, so for our major topic today, we're going to be talking about we did our pre-release for Hour of What do you write U for?
What are you talking about?
Well, HOU?
You going to Houston?
Yeah, I guess.
Where
But
is
The set abbreviation, for whatever reason,
HOU.
it's
That's the
actually
name of it.
HOU.
Yeah.
How did
I don't know where they got HOU. I thought it was always weird too.
They just took Hour.
Oh, I guess it's hour minus the R.
They just,
Yeah.
it's dumb.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, did I spell that wrong?
Well, they probably didn't want to do it HOD because then it'd be Hodor and then everybody...
Yeah. Alright, so
Too soon.
it's never too soon. The minute after it was not too soon.
Yeah, they were making door stops with him on it the day after.
Wow, that's harsh. That is harsh.
Alright. So for our major topic, we're going to be talking about our takeaway thoughts on Hour of Devastation. We did our pre-release event. We got our boxes in super fast.
Yeah,
like
which is surprising.
record speed.
Yeah, shout out to Cataclysm Games is our #1 shop to buy from for product to come out here. And then for pre-release, we got pre-release packs from the Gathering Place. Yeah, so shout out to the Gathering Place and Cataclysm Games. Definite shout out to them. All right, so I guess the first question we should ask is this fast or is this a slow format? I think we can all agree that Amonkhet was more on the fast side of things. So how did this rate? Is it faster or slower than just Amonkhet?
The games went much longer than I saw. All my games went way longer than they were in Amonkhet.
Okay.
But
That could have also been with your color choices too.
well, no, I mean I saw that across the board in our whole table. I think.
So when I played with my Amonkhet sealed, when the pre-release happened, our games were very, very slow because everyone wound up getting cards like Luxa River Shrine, where you could put brick counters on it and start gaining life. So games, I believe we had in the first round alone of 14 different matches, I believe 7 of them went to time, and 4 of them ended in draws.
Well,
With Hour of Devastation.
and that's common
Go on.
pre-release events.
Yeah.
Pre-release tends
It kept on getting worse. As the rounds went on, it kept on getting worse and worse and worse. I think it's the third round. I think maybe 4 people actually finished their rounds.
That's terrible.
It was very ugly.
Our
But-
draws that we had were solely based on newer players, I think, and people that are not too afraid to be aggro when they need to be. So it's going to be hard to tell until I see it a few more times.
Yeah.
Because like,
But with regards to Hour, however, there's a lot more. I guess you could sort of call the set Power Play the expansion, because a lot of the things in this set are designed to have giant swings in the power pendulum, with stuff like if games get too big, Hour of Revelation; if things want to come to a big end, Hour of Devastation; Adorned Pouncer to put a little dude on the board that suddenly becomes the cat of your nightmares. You have stop plays like stuff like Supreme Will to counter spells. You have reanimation effects and claim for the little guys. If people are brave enough to go after lands, you can get them back. There's so much you can do in limited with this set alone that it makes for a very flavorful, or if you want to just be simple, fun experience. So I'd say it's a lot faster than Amonkhet pre-release, but I don't know, maybe I'm just biased.
Okay.
what do you think, Rob?
I mean, I know I ended up playing red-blue, so my games automatically take 20% longer just for having blue in the deck.
Yep.
And I mean, it is what it is, but if you get the right cards, the decks, they seem to go a lot faster. I think there's a lot more power coming a lot earlier, and if you get the right cards. But if you get, the opposite end, if you get the right cards in the other side, you can drag the game to nothing and then sweep it all in the last minute.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of power. I think it's just how you want to play.
I honestly think everything is going to revolve around one card. It's that hippo, that 5/6 trampling hippo. I honestly think as soon as that enters the battlefield, we're in a long game. Or if they've been super aggressive, the game just ends right then and there. Yeah. I think that card is the tipping point. Can you? And I think that's what most decks have to deal with. Can you beat them before they can drop the 5/6, or are you gonna be able to play a longer game than that 5/6 can play? Yeah. I think that's going to be a huge part of it.
If I may interject on that point, I feel that every set has had their big green dude. In Amonkhet, it was what was it, Greater Sandworm that was the giant guy?
Yeah, the 7/7.
But what was the rarity on that one? Was that a common?
It's common.
That was just a common, yeah.
Okay.
And the same with the hippo. The hippo's a 5/6 is a common.
Now, in my opinion, the nightmare of that same thing is Kessig Dire Swine out of Shadows over Innistrad, which was a 6/6 for 6 common that got trampled if you had Delirium. Mm-hmm. And I know a person in a pre-release that pulled 5 of them.
Bonkers.
Yeah, 5 of them. Is a lot, though.
Yeah.
He played all 5 of them in one of his games. It was terrifying, but that's the power of that one giant common green creature that gives the opponent a simple question. Can I stop this thing? And if you can't, you're kind of going to die. And that's just the way it is. So roll with it.
There's so much removal for big powers, though, in this thing.
Yeah.
So in our pod, we had 2 Nicoboluses. And we're both obviously...
Oh, that must have been a blast.
Well, the thing is, I never saw any of those... There's the 3 cards that can kill it, like for 1-drops or whatever it is, the real cheap ones. Destroy target.
The hate spells.
Yeah, I never saw... You had one, you just never pulled it on me with the blue.
I didn't get it.
And because those...
the defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those games went long, by the way, with those.
So in conclusion on the fast versus slow, Jordan, what do you think? Is it faster, or you think it's going to be faster or slower than just Amonkhet?
By personal experience, I would say it is very much faster.
Faster, okay. Gary?
Based on the cards I've seen and what I saw, I think people are just getting used to it. I think it's going to be faster.
Faster? Okay.
Yeah, I say it's going to be faster.
Okay. I actually am going to disagree. I think it's going to be a little bit slower. Mostly because I think that the green is going to just be able to bog the board down, where normally the white was just very aggressive. All right, so the next question we have here is it control, mid-range, or aggro? What is the focus, or is it a mix of those? Again, I felt that Amonkhet was very aggro versus control. So if the aggro deck didn't win by turn 5 or 6, then the control deck was going to win by time. Yeah, was going to win the long game just because. And I didn't think there was a lot of mid-range support.
Not really. I mean, there was a lot of power with 3 cost. 3 was like the magic number for Amonkhet. So, I mean, you had some really strong stuff at 3. But, I mean, they all had the drawbacks. Like the alligator that had lifelink, gave a -1/-1, but that was a 3-drop. Yeah. You had the hippo, that was a 3-drop. So there's a lot of stuff coming out at 3. So yeah, it was definitely very, very quick. I think this one's a lot more mid-range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
There's definitely some higher cost stuff. The Eternalize is a perfect example of that. It's wanting it to go turn 5, turn 6, and not having anything else that you have to play. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm not doing anything else, so we'll just play this again.
But I also think there's a lot of tempo and control manipulation there, like tempo manipulation and control in non-blue colors that helps assist that.
Yeah. And I definitely agree. I think that this is more mid-range. So we're all in agreement on a more mid-range focus game.
Yeah, which is completely weird because we said that Amonkhet was all aggro, and now we're saying this is mid-range, but we're all saying, well, almost all of us are saying that this is going to be a faster set.
It could be faster to the mid-range, than Amonkhet,
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think it's gonna be awesome because I definitely still see an aggro decks that are gonna be able to do some things. I think mid range is gonna be king, and control decks are also gonna be super saucy. So I think it's gonna be a nice balance there.
Yeah.
So I would say I was gonna mention this. We were supposed to have 24 people, 3 pods of 8, which is just like dream, kind of thing. But 3 last minute kind of dropped out, so we ended up going to 6.
We're not there yet, Gary.
Oh, we're not there yet?
Yeah, we're way up there, buddy.
Still a major topic.
Sorry. My bad.
Isn't there a knob you've got to turn, sound guy?
Yeah.
You're not co-host anymore.
Hey, what's this? Check this up here. Oh, is the camera recording?
Yeah, is it recording still?
I'm not even worried. I know now after last night.
You know.
All right. How about let's get people's takes on colors. The best color versus worst color. And I'm going to start with flowers actually because with your adopting blue as actually.
Well, I mean, I kind of had to. In all honesty, my 6 packs were kind of hot garbage. I didn't really get any of the big power. All my rares were just kind of, I didn't care. There was nothing to care about. So I ended up running a blue-red just because that was the most viable option. Mm-hmm. Had a lot of card draw, had a couple of counter spells, a couple of prowess. But from what I saw, black is still really strong. I think green got a little bit of bump. Blue got a huge bump in power.
White kind of fell.
White, I think, dropped down some. And I think red kind of stayed where it was. Which is,
red is red. It just does things. It doesn't really care.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid mid range because I mean you're either going to do amazing and finish the game in 3 turns, or you're going to draw nothing and just look at a handful of stuff that you can't play.
Right.
So
there's a good reason why red deck wins is called just that because it does that and it doesn't really have any way to explain it because it's just red.
Yeah. So I honestly think the biggest winner of the set is going to be blue. I think it got the biggest bump. It's definitely swinging a lot harder. It's got a lot more answers. It's got a lot more options to do kind of whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of cards that say search your deck for an Eternalizer and a Embalm and throw it in the graveyard. And so you're feeding yourself. So I think they definitely got the best out of this set.
And you say white got the worst.
I think they got pulled down some because I think White Amonkhet was ridiculously overpowering. I mean, Glorybringer Initiate by itself was a game winner. Every time it entered the board, you either answered it or you lost.
Died, yeah.
So I mean that's my thoughts. I think green and black kind of swapped places. Red stayed in the middle, and blue's on top, and white kind of hit the bottom.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Jordan, best color, worst color.
So, if I'm not going to take blue, which unfortunately I think I have to take blue, and this is me. I look at all the formats you can get out of this, but with regards to specifically Hour of Devastation, I will admit that blue had the biggest push. So blue is the best.
Okay.
As for the worst, I mean, I want to say something different because I want to be different, but
no, you don't have to. I just want to get your take on it.
That's the catch because white, in comparison to everything else, white just ended up the random loser. And not because it's bad, it's because it's not good in comparison.
Okay, fair enough. Gary?
Black all day, easy for me.
Winner?
Oh, big time in my opinion. Like I
wanted
so much
to say that
power
too,
with
but
black. When my favorite
what
card
is
that
it?
I saw that was such a disgusting card is that one with the X on it, the 2 black and X.
Yeah.
Oh, so gross.
Okay.
And then just so much removal and a lot of removal, a lot of -1 counters, a lot of the lifelink that touched. There's just I saw a lot of it. I just thought it was like, wow, this really. And then the worst, of course, is white for me.
Well,
okay, I mean, white for you.
We also are
if I can
one event where you got.
But I'm looking at
packs.
Well, I didn't get those. Those are stuff played against me. But I'm looking at.
If I can come in for just a moment with support to his statement of black being the big winner, I think one that's surprising a lot of people as a good rare to pick. Like, this is, without a doubt, your pack one pick one. Amit Eternal.
Yeah, that's the 3-mana 5/5 that gets smaller whenever your opponents cast a spell, right?
Yep, but if they can't keep up with it, they kind of suffer.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a 5/5 for 3, which is straight value if they can't kill it by casting enough spells, which it will take 5 to kill it. It has Afflict 3, which Afflict is, in my opinion, one of the best limited mechanics we've had in a very long time. And whenever it hits someone, all the counters that were put on it go away. So if you can't deal with this thing very quickly, you're in trouble.
Okay.
So
Gary, biggest winner? You say he's black.
Black.
Biggest loser is white?
Yeah, white. Yeah, I was really disappointed with white.
Well,
I mean, there's still good stuff in there, but there's a handful that are really, really good. But overall, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say the biggest winner was blue, and merely because of I got to play against, it was played on me a couple times, what is it, a Thirst for Sand? Or what's the Thirst called? The one in the blue, tap a creature, it doesn't untap. And if you control
Unquenchable Thirst.
Unquenchable Thirst.
Oh, where you can, it's an enchant creature.
Yeah, to me that's...
If you have a desert in play or the graveyard, it locks it up.
So I think blue was the biggest winner, hands down, because of that one card alone. And I think black was the biggest loser compared to Amonkhet. And here's why. They lost a whole 2 packs of final reward. With that 5-mana exile, I think it's such a huge hit for black that and there's nothing that comes close. There's that 4-mana -3/-3, but even that just doesn't have quite. I got to play with one of those, and it just didn't have quite the power level of. I got to play against one. It just didn't have the same power level of final reward. So, in my opinion, black took the biggest hit, and blue has the biggest bump up. Just because of those 2 removal spells.
You bring up a good point, actually. So I can see where you're coming from with that. That actually does make me sad because I had forgotten about Final Reward. I remember in my limited events, I'd actually pulled a foil one of those, and it had worked wonders for me.
I mean, I still have a very high possibility of getting that draft. As a matter of fact, I had one in my sealed as well. Yeah. With other removal.
Oh, of course.
It was, I don't know, I liked it. I thought that's my favorite. So
No, and this is again to get our different takes on it as we're talking about it. All right, so deserts. I know we had talked a little bit about deserts in our last episode, talking about how high you pick them. Anyone have a change of pick order? Like, are you picking deserts higher, lower? Are they more important, less important? Deck specific?
I think I was actually right about where I said I was going to be.
Okay.
I picked a couple. Well, I got some of the green stuff. Well, I guess we didn't really pick. We haven't drafted anything.
Yeah, it was a sealed.
So, I mean, I had a couple, and I could have used them if I would have ran the green-white that I had, but I didn't have enough power. If I would have had a couple more of the Nagas or, anything else that said we like deserts, I probably would have gone the green-white or even a green-red. But, it's situational to what's floating around in the packs beforehand.
Okay.
If you don't have anything that wants a desert to be successful, then there's no point in grabbing the deserts.
Yeah, Jordan. So
exactly.
we had talked about in our last episode. I don't know if you listened to it, but how important? Are you going to skip over a playable card to take a desert has the potential to make the rest of your desert cards, Desert Matters cards better? So what do you think?
See, I'm apprehensive towards desert in let me put it this way. In sealed, I think deserts are one of the most amazing things to come back, with exception to the one question I have in my mind as, why didn't you just reprint the original desert? Is it bad? Is it, against the rules? Because I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
It might be on a reserve list.
Desert? No way. They printed it as an F&M promo.
Oddball stuff that has no power and not any good. This just happens to be on a reserve list.
Because they've reprinted it 4 times. It's been
then it's not on the.
Yeah, the last print it had was Time Spiral, Time Shifted, but
then it's on a reserve list then.
Which I gotta get my hands on this. So desert, it can actually deal 1 damage to a creature that attacked this turn after the combat step.
Huh.
It's super simple.
Is it the creature gets -2/-1? Attacking creature gets
Nope.
-2/-1?
The standard desert, as in it's just desert, hits a creature for 1 damage after the combat step if it attacked. But getting back to the topic at hand with deserts, I love them in sealed. They're great in sealed. But in draft, they honestly do warp a little bit of the draft around it because a lot of people are going to go into Hour of Devastation draft thinking, how am I going to use the deserts? Or you can run into that person that says, I'm not going to let anyone else play deserts, and pick them immediately as they see them in the pack.
Okay.
Because they also provide good mana fixing, because you can have multiple deserts to a color. You can have multiple deserts to an effect, because there are also the uncommon deserts that can mill players, that can buff creatures, that can shock players. And you tie in the effects that it have with Ramanop Excavator. You can continue to get deserts back and sacrifice them over and over and over to do things with it, to the point where deserts become the king of the draft.
Yeah.
So my verdict is deserts are they're like dessert in sealed.
Huh.
You just really want to close it out.
Okay, I like it.
I just realized the joke. It actually flew completely over my head. Damn it.
All right, so Gary, what's your take on deserts?
I've only done sealed and a whole bunch of pack battles, but it's different. I've only done sealed.
Pack wars.
So I did. I only got like 3 and didn't get hardly any Desert Matters cards. So I don't know. I thought it was weak in the sealed. I'm just curious how it's going to do in the draft. Like I do think, I don't know. It just depends on how people.
I think it really depends on the cards you get.
Yeah.
Like if you get the one
that's always the case.
Trample and gets bigger for deserts all over the place, then yeah, you're gonna want as many deserts as you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna unless there is just something that I'm like, I'm not too thrilled with the pack. No, I'd pretty much have to have the Desert Matter card first before I even think about grabbing deserts beforehand. So
I'm gonna stick with my 3 rule. I think if you have a Desert Matters card, you want 3 deserts.
Yeah.
That's about all you need.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So.
Last question. I like to talk about when I like to think about when I'm looking at, how a draft is going to work is Prince versus Pauper. Basically, is this a set that cares about your pack one, pick one, that rare that you pull? That's going to shape and warp your whole game plan, or is it the commons and uncommons that are going to pull more weight? I believe personally that Amonkhet was more Pauper. I think that the commons and the uncommons shined, and the rares were so-so. But I do have to say in this one, some of these rares and mythics are ridiculously powerful, and some of them are unplayably terrible. So, with that, Flowers, is this a Prince or a Pauper format?
I think this is by and large a Prince format.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Once you get that one, I mean that's all you need. Just having it in your deck will shape the way that you build the deck to try and enhance that. I think it's definitely like they're above and beyond bombs.
Did you draft with us during Dragons of Tarkir?
I did, yes.
Okay, because Dragons of Tarkir is, in my opinion, one of the last big Prince formats that there was, where you drop the bomb and it just you drop your rare and it just changes.
You put a giant dragon or a dragon lord into play. The person across from you just kind of let their jaw hit the table and had to pick it up or die.
Yeah, I didn't do very well in Dragons because that was more focused on a 3-color set as well.
Right.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think this one is again, the uncommons are nice, but unlike Amonkhet, where the uncommons could carry you through if you had enough of them, people weren't seeing how good they were. I think this one, once you get that one rare, as soon as it hits the table, you win.
Okay.
More times than not.
All right. Gary, what do you think? Prince versus Pauper.
Prince. Sorry, this had 16 cards in it. The pack did.
Okay.
That's weird. So okay.
Jordan, Prince versus Pauper.
See, I'm gonna put a spin on actually what you said in the analogy of Prince versus Pauper, how you said most of the commons and uncommons will pull their weight. In this set, a lot of the rares will take the easy way out and just push their weight. So, as much as I want to say Pauper, because there are a lot of good commons and uncommons this set has to offer, I'm going to have to say Prince, because if you get one of those good rares like the Ahmed Eternal, which is very hard to kill, or God forbid, one of the old Amonkhet gods, the Scorpion god, Scarab god, Locust god, you kind of have a good advantage because whenever you're getting those powerful mythics or lower high tier rares, I guess, you have a very good chance of just running away with whatever game you're in. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have to say Prince.
Okay, Gary?
I'm going Pauper. You have that blue flying creature that when you attack with it, you can make another attack creature fly without having to exert it.
Right.
That's a common slot. You have the white creature that when you attack, it untaps permanent. Mm-hmm. That's in a common slot. You have a lot of these little combat, tricky kind of synergy kind of cards in common slots. And you have those easy removal ones, like destroy all those big to deal with creatures unless they got hexproof or something. You can deal with those cheesy little. I think, are those an uncommon? Those like the
-1 and destroy a creature.
No, not that. The one that's like destroy target red creature or planeswalker.
Oh, yeah.
The defeats are all uncommon.
Still, though, that's still something to get. I don't know. I like the Pauper. But it's very borderline because there are some big bombs. Mm-hmm. But that one blue card can kill that planeswalker. So there, you pull out Necrobolus,
it's one of those things where
get killed.
It's one of those things where the set had that balance struck almost perfectly.
Yeah, I think Shadows of Innistrad was very Pauper heavy. I think that the rares were just almost garbage. They were almost worse than some of the commons and uncommons.
Oh, the rares were trash.
And I think that led to my hatred of it because of the snowball effect that I just didn't care for. This, I honestly felt a lot of times that I took the deck that I built in Sealed. I just sat down against my opponent, and I knew their rares were better than mine, and I was just going to lose. I think this is going to be a Prince format. I think, unfortunately, I think you'll be able to win without all the bomb rares, but games will just be you'll steal games if you get one of the old gods. And I think printing 3 cards that are basically 3 pack rat reprints is just foolishness.
But here's the thing: for all of those awesome gods, you've got rares that are practically unplayable in Limited because you have things like Overwhelming Splendor, which kind of does nothing.
Yeah.
You have Uncage the Menagerie, which also kind of does nothing. You have Unesh, the Cryosphinx Sovereign, which, if you don't have other Sphinxes in the pocket, does about as much as...
Here we go.
No, disagree 100%. A 4/4 plus Fact and Fiction? No, I'm sorry. That's part of the Prince. That's a Prince level card right there.
You want to talk a Prince card? Crested Sunmare. That's a Prince card right there.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that they're not both Prince cards, but yeah, Fact and Fiction plus a 4/4 flyer.
Is that the one where if you do damage you make a 5/5 mare?
No, that's the.
You get that at the upkeep.
Okay.
And it also makes your horses indestructible, so you're making indestructible super horses.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go really overkill, you talk about something, as much as the old gods are great to pull, if you pull a Razorketh in your draft pack and can actually get to that mana, you've practically won, because Razorketh is the game right there.
Yeah, that's the 8/8.
A flying 8/8 with diabolic intent.
Yeah. That's
terrifying.
So, I think we're almost all in agreement that this is a Prince format, and I honestly hate Prince formats. I like a nice balance.
You don't want it to be decided by the person across the table having a better rare than you. That hurts other players, like emotionally. That hurts them. It hurts me to death.
Yeah, I think it creates real bad or creates feel bads. Awesome. So that wraps up our major topic about our first take on Hour of Devastation. I think we're going to do a little bit later, after we've drafted it a couple times, we'll talk again about it. And basically, I want to ask these same questions, probably not go in as depth. But, towards the end, I want to see, did we change our minds? Were we right? Were we wrong? Yeah. That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Jordan, it was awesome having you on. What we're going to do now is we're going to do our weekend recap, where we basically go through the days of the week and say what we did out here for our games. You're welcome to stay with us. Most people leave because it's already been almost an hour. So it's up to you.
I would love to stay personally, but the only problem is I'm running on about a 2-hour power nap, before I actually got up to do the podcast, because I really wanted to come back onto it. and I go to work in about 5 hours.
Okay,
2 hours
yeah,
isn't going to be enough to last me through a 12-hour shift, so I'm going to have to turn and burn and get some sleep.
All right. Well, happy birthday. It was
Yes.
awesome having you on.
Absolutely. And,
Much appreciated, guys. It was very awesome to hear and see you guys again.
Okay, you have any shout outs you want to give? We like to let our guests give a shout out if they have anything.
No, not at the moment. It's one of those things where it's just all off of what I remember from you guys. So I guess shout outs to you, because thanks for having me back on the podcast once again.
Awesome, and we'll definitely get you back on at some point in the future.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it.
All right, see you, man.
Bye.
Take it easy. Randall out.
I love it when people come back. You know, like they were on the cast and then they come back. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just, it's almost like a heart. You know, the fact that they were with us. They were part of our community. Mm-hmm. They left and they still. You know, he commonly is posting on there or giving feedback on our Facebook group. So it's really awesome. And then his take on, the different formats with a different meta.
Yeah.
If you can meta game of.
Out here and then back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So that was cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, happy birthday to him again, and go to sleep.
All right. This week in recap, Saturday we did our pre-release. Gary.
Okay. Yeah, we had supposed to have 24 people showed up. 3 of them couldn't make it for various reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you did it at the right time.
Yeah.
So we had a 6-pod, a 7-pod, and an 8-pod.
Yeah. So the idea being that the 6 and the 8 don't have a bye, and the only one with
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Since I'm blank on there, I was not very happy with my packs. I felt I was kind of underwhelmed with the stuff that I got. So, I do apologize to everybody I played against. I turned into kind of a salty little.
Oh, you were very salty.
Especially against you. I was so salty. I was like, I'm so done with this. I just want to go home and go to sleep. But I ended up running a red-blue. I tried to do, I do an aggro. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough power to do a really good aggro. So I pulled out all the standard blue tricks of, no, you can't do that. Let me draw all these cards to find one answer, and then, no, it's your turn. That type of thing. So it was interesting and entertaining to play, but every game I played, I was stressed out.
And I like the fact that you went out of your comfort zone, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It certainly was not my comfort zone. I was sweating more than most of the days at the gym by the time I finished that night.
Did you feel more comfortable with it as the games went on?
No, because my first game was all right.
It's just his face.
Yeah.
It's not even like it was picked up by the mic. It was just your face. Right, go ahead.
Wow. So yeah. Damn you, Gary. No, I actually felt I got less and less potent cards each game as it went on. Like, the first game, I had like all the cards, and I was like, okay, I can draw here, and I can do this, and I can kind of lock the game down until I have enough momentum to take it. Mm-hmm. And then every time after that, I'd get like 1 piece, and then 4 pieces of land, or I'd get just stuff that didn't have anything to do with the current situation. Okay. And so it was very frustrating. And it's, I guess I didn't have the potency, or my unfamiliarity with the color allowed me to just make a lot of really, really bad mistakes. Okay. Is the only thing I can think of. I just it was not a very good night for me. But I did have fun. I tried something new. Yeah. And I still see, blue still got a really big power bump. Really big. Even the cards that I got, I didn't get enough of them to make it effective, but the ones that I did get were good enough to warrant playing. Okay. And that's saying a lot for me, because I absolutely hate that color.
Nice. Awesome. I had once again, a white-red, but this was removal. I had 9 pieces of removal. I splashed both black and green. Splashed green for the Samut, basically the Planeswalker. Yeah. So it was the red-green. It was another removal spell. And then black for the whip. I don't remember the name of it. The whip card. It's a 3 mana, 2 and a black. Oh. Enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1. Sacrifice her, or just destroy a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it. So that was sort of another removal spell. My problem was I had all this removal, but I had just nothing that could actually push it over the top to actually win the game.
Yeah.
So I did. I went 2-1, lost in the final round to a player who's no longer here and just left.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. He got the win on his last.
Playing his same damn colors too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got really good
I
cards.
played his
Yeah.
deck afterwards, and he just destroyed me.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he had that green, and the green, every green, he would just play an uncommon, and it was bigger than my creatures, and a common, it was bigger than my creatures, and a rare, it was bigger than my creatures. Everything he played was just bigger than my creatures. And
I mean, let's be honest. Some people definitely pulled way better than other people. Especially our pod, we had one guy.
We had. I'll tell you the ultimate that we had in our game with a matchup.
Yeah.
It was. Okay, so
gross.
we had two Nicobolas, right? So I played one guy, and he had the Hour of Devastation, right?
Yeah.
He never played it on me. Well, Joe got Nicobolas out, popped it for his take the card off, and
his +1 ability.
He got Hour of Devastation off the top, which doesn't kill Nicobolas, but does everything else.
5 damage to everything else.
Oh, it was amazing.
No, I was more referring to the one guy. He got like one of the old gods. I want to say he got a new god.
Yeah.
The blue-black.
Oh,
Yeah,
he pulled them all out, and Liliana.
Yeah, and he got a Liliana.
He pulled those all out on me.
Oh,
and
my
that first
Lord.
game, he mopped me up, and I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm winning this match.
So that's very similar to what happened. So I had the guy next to me I started with, he was brand new. I helped him rebuild his deck afterwards, and it was this beautiful blue-black control deck. It had late game, it had early counter spells and interaction, and it was everything I wanted to do in Magic.
Yeah, I remember you called me over, and I just looked at the board, and I was like, no.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So I think there's a lot of potential, and I can't wait to draft this set. Super excited. Gary, how did your final?
My final was with Rob. My hardest game that I had, I thought I was going to lose, was the second game, and it really went to the end, and it all came down to just top deck and weirdness. And I had played that one ridiculous 6 damage player, and I had Nicobolas, and it had already died, and we were hashing it out. We were down to low. I happened to top deck that red blue flyer that when you put it in, I stuck that 6 damage back on top, and I started gaining more board state, and I just slowly came back up, like way at the end.
Okay.
Like we were almost out of time, and I came back in. And then with Rob, he gave me a run for the money the first game.
Yeah.
Then you switched.
I switched decks.
You switched decks to this other deck you made, and it was just. I think you had a good chance that you stuck with the other one.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I hadn't been shuffling that other one either, and it was all.
You got land flooded.
It was all just popper stuff, is what that one was. I think the only rare that I pulled in the white or green was the Hour of Devastation.
And now, did you switch decks because you thought you were going to lose, or did you switch just want to try something different?
I was frustrated because like everything I had an answer to, he just double answered, and then losing to Bolus so badly the first game was just demoralizing completely.
I took the Bolus, and he had it to where he was doing damage to Bolus, and I bolused into protection for it with flying.
Yep.
And then that kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah, it was the game was over. So.
And then I bolused into something that let me draw cards and do something crazy. It was.
It was definitely a one-sided thing, because as soon as he had enough mana for Bolus, it was out.
Yeah.
And it was over at that point. I mean, that's what we're talking about, this whole Prince thing. I mean, once it hit the board, the game was completely over. Because the only thing that I had that could have done any damage, he just exiled it right out. And I just didn't. And again, I wasn't pulling any of the direct damage spells. I wasn't pulling any of the removal, bounce to hand, nothing.
That's not my answer.
I even kind of outside the game sideboarded, and I put in Jace's Defeat just in waiting for Bolus to try and come out. Yeah. And it just I never saw it.
Right.
I'm looking forward to draft.
I am too. But I really think there's some, like, once you get that one card.
And I had Chaos Maul did numbers for me.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I can't. Oh, my word. That card is so scary. I'm terrified of it. Just the concept of that card possibly being in a red player's deck.
Yeah.
All right, so Sunday, I bailed out on everybody after only an hour and a half, apparently.
Let's turn around, you were gone.
Yeah.
Well, you were knee deep into that DC deck builder.
Yeah.
So I mean, we stayed there until what, like 12:30?
Yeah, I wanted to play longer, and everybody had to go.
Yeah, I mean, he was really, really into it.
So the other day when I said the DC deck builder was really fun,
Yeah.
it was really fun.
And and you don't have to win to be fun. You can just completely lose and do it's just fun. Just doing things. You get to do things.
I think one of the great parts about the game is the game doesn't end until the whole game ends. It's that European style, so you can feel like you're doing well, and then get to the end and be like, "Oh, I thought I was doing better than this, but I got 20 points. That's
I got second place. I almost tied with that. I was 1 point off the time at first, and I didn't know. I thought I was doing horrible.
Yeah.
So.
I like the deck builder games that are like that, where you don't have to compete. You sort of compete against yourself and compete against the stuff too.
Yeah. I ended up playing 3 or 4 games of Commander.
We had 2 new players come in.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, we haven't seen them since.
Maybe we'll see them.
I gotta
Tisk,
make a.
tisk.
I gotta make no. She actually emailed me back. I have to draw her strip map because she doesn't know this side.
Oh,
she's
gotcha.
from over there. So, I gotta get a strip map done. But yeah, I mean, I was testing my new Commander deck. I'm trying Rith, and more and more pieces coming together. I think at one of the games I had 48 sapperlings on the board.
When I played you had it nasty. You won it with that game I played.
No, I thought you did.
No, I did not. I got killed off pretty quick.
Oh. Well, I can't remember. Because, I mean, after that I went and played with
because
2
you
other
had
guys.
20 little sapperlings or something. And
Yeah, it got kind of silly.
And you stole all my slivers, remember?
Oh, yeah, and then I killed you. Yeah, because you were the scary one. So, yeah, I mean, Sunday was a lot of fun. Matt was out of it. He went to bed.
I went to bed early.
Yeah.
I had that was pre-planned going to bed early.
Yeah, because I mean he was even walking around at the event was smiling like he was drunk.
I was not.
No, he was not. But I mean, it's definitely you can. Look
I would
at
not have driven a car either.
No.
So.
No. Anyway, so yeah, I mean,
it's not drunk.
No, it's still a dry country for the smart ones.
I like that. Okay, so Monday we had a free night. We didn't actually do anything.
Which was beautiful.
I did. No, that was on Thursday. I did something or Tuesday or something. I did Wednesday.
So
it was Tuesday when y'all were playing D&D.
Yeah, and then you did something on Wednesday too.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Homeboy was. Yeah.
We'll get to there.
Yeah.
All right, so Monday we had a free night. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But we are planning to do a cube. So
far, just letting you know, I only got like 2 people. I haven't been on there since then. 2 people interested. So if you hear this, you weren't interested and we didn't do it.
But by the time the podcast
I know that.
Okay. All right. On Tuesday, we did D&D. Wait, what is this? I wrote these notes and I don't remember what the actual notes say. D&D is interesting.
You said to keep it family friendly.
Yes, oh no, because of what happened.
Yes. Okay, we have to keep it family friendly.
Yeah.
So my and Flower's characters almost had a date night, if you will, with a rich guy.
Yeah.
It was.
We'll let you guess which one almost had the date with the rich guy.
Flowers became unconscious.
Oh, ow.
Yeah,
okay.
Flowers became unconscious during a fight with said date guy.
Yeah.
And we barely managed to take him down, only because one of our allies was under disguise, basically hiding in the back of the room.
Yeah, and the best part was he had just watched us both get pummeled for multiple minutes, and was like, "Oh, I guess I'll stab him."
Yeah, I guess I'll help out.
You
heard that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then we got trapped in a dimensional house.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, none of us actually had a date with the said gentleman.
No.
We managed to avoid that.
Yes.
But we got trapped in a haunted dimensional shifting house.
Yeah, with disappearing children. And,
disappearing children.
And I think we're all being played, and honestly, the whole thing is just too smart for me. I just sit there and roll when I'm told to roll.
And it's too smart for the character I'm playing, so I'm playing the sneaky little assassin type. So.
And that's Matt's way of saying he knows what the problem is, but he can't do it for the group.
I really actually have no idea what's going on.
Really?
I also wasn't 100% paying attention. I just know somebody tried to take a sledgehammer to the wall, and I wanted to avoid that.
Yeah,
so.
And burn the place down.
Yeah,
there was another incident of trying to burn down a wooden building that we were currently inhabiting.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that logic.
Maybe they've never experienced fire or understand how fire in a building works.
I don't know. Especially in said magical world where when magic things get destroyed, bad things happen.
Yeah. So
especially when you're inside of them.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I think our party came together.
Yeah, definitely quite a bit.
I don't know what that is, man. It's something.
You are the producer.
I know.
Yeah,
The only way I can fix it is to stop and close all the sound and go back to normal.
Oh my word!
But I
love it. I see. I'm not hearing what you guys are hearing. I'm just
you
seeing.
didn't hear that?
No.
It's like a buzzing.
It's only in this left ear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whichever ear, I don't know. It was in this one for me.
Oh.
No,
Weird.
I don't.
So
I don't,
if it was in my right.
see, I honestly thought
No.
that was you just crapping your pants.
No, that's the
That's why I
feedback.
thought you were laughing so hard.
Oh, no, that was earlier.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
was,
So you
that
did crap
happen.
your pants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, you have one job, Gary, and that's to produce. Come on. You should at least let us know, hey, don't worry about it, continue.
Yeah, don't worry
Just
about
be
it.
like, just keep going.
Don't worry about it. Continue.
All right.
It's too close to the end for me to do all these little weird
Yeah.
things.
I think our group came together a lot better.
Yeah, I really think so too. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
That game, I mean, is definitely really, really well put together. I mean, more props to the DM on that one.
Yes. I think
Because
he's put a lot of work into
He
it.
really has, which is a shame because his characters that he plays is nowhere near the depth.
So I ended up waiting on the unnamed person till 10:30,
Oh wow!
and we played like several rounds.
Okay.
I do remember you were
But
talking about
you
that.
played Modern.
Yes, I was
Yes.
trying out a new modern deck. So,
Yeah.
but it was funny because I was like, you saw me come in
Yeah,
there, right?
come
that
in.
was my last desperation. I'm like, oh, he's not showing up.
Yeah, he'd come in, he'd look around, he's like, didn't say anything, just looked at us all, and we're all like, what do you want, Gary?
It's feedback.
And then,
It's feedback from his mic into my mic.
There's no mics don't do feedback. It would be your headphones.
Then it's my headphones feeding
Then
into
turn
the
your
mic.
headphones down.
that's weird.
It's actually the echo you're hearing is that playthrough.
It's not the echo. It's every time he talks, it's picking up into my mic, and then
Okay, so then I'll turn
Okay.
this way. Does that work
no,
better?
you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Well, thank you. I try my best. So yeah, it was interesting watching Gary come in and look lost. You know, it was like we were in Portland again. You know, there's a poor person walked in and hello, is there bread here? Which is terrible, I know.
'cause
but
came
I
in
went to
and didn't
Portland
say a
and
thing.
yeah, I went to Portland and no, never again.
Okay.
Anyway,
So, but you got to play some Modern.
Yeah, I
And it
played
was-
a new. It's like a modern Death in Texas green white with a ramming up excavator,
Yeah. The new.
and I got to use the landlock a few times. It was kind of fun. So I played
Okay.
against zoos, and what was the other one I mentioned? It's a red land that if you have 5 lands in,
It's Escape Shift Valakut.
yeah, and then like there's this one card where basically you sacrifice lands, look for basic lands. You
It's
put
that
a-
Escape Shift.
yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Valakut's the land that you look for. Yeah.
yeah. So that I played those and I won, but
Okay.
you could tell he hadn't played in a while with them.
But yeah,
And-
just keep it up, man.
Yeah, so
So
it
you
was
get
fun.
better.
It was different. It was like, I liked it a little bit better than Hate Bears almost.
Okay.
It's just a different angle. It was a little simpler to focus on what I was trying to do in it. So
Awesome.
well, it's always good to find a new deck.
So Wednesday, the 3 of us all went to spin class?
Almost.
No?
No.
We didn't all go?
Not quite.
oh no, I didn't go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just still a thing that we're talking about me not
Well,
going?
yeah, you were like, yeah, I'll go with you guys. I'll go with
I
you.
think it's
It'll be
on
fun.
podcast episodes of I will definitely be there every time.
Yeah, and then Wednesday morning comes. I think the best part was I got the message from Matt. It said, yeah, I was eating lunch with Gary, and he said, I'm totally done for the day. I'm just gonna sit and wait for people to show up, and yada yada yada.
Oh, read a book. He was going to finish writing his book.
And then you had mentioned spin class. He was like, oh no, I got stuff to do.
Yeah, I'm busy. And it was less than 30 minutes later.
Oh yeah, we all joked about that because that was fantastic.
It's
Just
glorious.
hearing that. So.
But oh my word, spin
my.
class was ridiculous.
She came back with a vengeance. The instructor came back and she tried to kill us.
I think you were right. I think she tried to jam an hour long class into half an hour.
Yeah.
And then realized that everybody was there for an hour.
Yeah, because I mean that is what we've been doing. So, yeah, I mean she did 3 songs back to back with.
Oh no, it was the whole half an hour was nonstop.
Well, no, I'm just saying that
Oh.
the worst part was she had us turn the resistance all the way.
Have you stopped recording?
Did we?
No, I had to because of that stupid sound.
Well,
It's a
you
sound.
gotta tell us when you're stopped recording so we
Okay.
can stop talking.
Hey, I'm stopped. It started again. Oh,
Jeez
gonna
Louise!
do havoc.
Just because your part is
hey,
not
Hey, slow down. I gotta redo some of the sound here.
Oh,
You're
Gary.
talking loud.
just because
Gary,
his part
I
was not
love
in the
you.
podcast.
I love you so much, Gary.
He just cut you off. He just paused the thing.
No.
mid-sentence.
It's not that. Okay, you don't understand. It was getting really bad. So
Right, but You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You didn't say anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just reached up
I
and
didn't know
stopped
it was gonna stop it. I thought it would do it without stopping it, and then it did. So okay, that wasn't my plan. I thought I could just do it, and it would revert and not stop the thing. And I was like, shit, it stopped it.
And then didn't even warn us.
But you
We
didn't
just
say
happened to
anything.
Look up and
Well,
see that
because
it's
at that point I was just gonna hit record quick.
But that's when you producer in and be like, all right, hold on 1 second. We're gonna rewind a
I'm
little
not
bit.
supposed to look. I'll fix it.
No, but you're supposed to tell us.
The people on YouTube are gonna get the best because they're seeing all. All right. So anyway, that was Wednesday.
Yeah.
And she really did try to kill us because even after the first 30 minutes, and she was like, "Do you guys want to stay or do you want to break?" And me, of course, you can hear my voice. I yell like I'm going to die if I don't yell, and so I was yelling a lot, and so she did another 30 minutes at the same intensity as the first 30 minutes.
We lost 2 people.
Yeah, they just got up and left.
And that was just 2 people on our side.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with the other side.
I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't have. It wouldn't. Have
Oh, no,
It was hilarious.
That was rough. I mean,
Yeah.
Matt actually stopped a couple times.
I
I
had
had to
to
stop a couple times. I mean, it was. I mean, she
Yeah,
was out for
I
blood.
can't afford to pass out, so.
Yeah, it was close. So then into Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, so let me and this is something I wanted to tell you, but I never actually got a chance to say, and because I forgot to tell you in the truck. But you know how awesome it is being like both of us being spellcasters and working together with somebody who casts spells and is actually like sane. You know how amazing it is to be able to like plan things out and know that the plan will actually be able to function because the person's not going to just like poop all over themselves and everything else around them.
Yeah, not just randomly port to the gate or the plane of elemental fire.
Yeah,
just because they want to.
Yeah. It is. So I wanted to let you know that, and I meant to tell you on the way up here, but it is awesome. So I'm playing a level 17 illusionist wizard, and
which has got matte and blue written all over it.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. And you are playing.
I am playing a level 17 dwarven war cleric, who was tested our first night.
With the deck of many things.
The deck of many things.
The
which is
DM,
amazing.
like basically, I think he wanted to kill us all because he was hoping we would get super greedy. And
I almost did.
With you in chaos, you have to participate.
Even when I'm not a chaos character.
Even when you're not a chaos character, so
the draw is too great.
you drew
3 cards.
You drew 3 cards. Well, you drew 2 at first, and
Yeah.
then the third card was the Avatar of Death.
Yeah.
Which you then took on, and
Destroyed.
it did not even touch you.
No, it didn't.
Now it is a underpowered Avatar of Death in
and-
this edition.
And that is one thing the DM was very upset about.
Yeah.
But like he said, and he even mentioned, he was like, "I wish I could have killed you," and I was like, "You should have."
Yeah.
I mean,
You should have
go-
at least tried.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. It's the Avatar of Death.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is amazing to play high level characters. Just the power difference is night and day.
Yeah, and with that, one of the things about the Avatar of Death is that our characters have to not interfere with him fighting it. So it was awesome to see you 1-on-1 and basically prove that you built a cleric of war. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I tried to do some role playing stuff in there and whatnot, but I mean, it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
It was definitely a pucker moment for the whole fight because I was expecting, reach out and touch me, and you're now half the level you were, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely nice to see that the character is right what you expect for almost end game characters type stuff.
And we have a level 17 ranger. We're going to do a modified character class. She wants to play a beast master.
Yeah.
But actually be able to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Because rangers are extremely underpowered.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that this modification will help bring it up to par.
Yeah. At least on our the same level of power.
Yeah.
And then
I think she's going to be play a lot more like Annie from League of Legends, where her character is fairly weak and the pet actually does most of the damage. I think that's the design of the build.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's pretty cool because you actually with this alternate class where normally you gain those feats or the ability scores, you actually give them to your pet instead.
okay.
So you don't get
pretty
physically
cool.
better, the pet does, and so the
Okay.
pet just gets really gross.
Yeah, and then we have the. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say then we also have the level 17 monk.
Yeah.
Who is he's actually tried to break the DM a couple times with his antics of in character stuff.
He put a lot. I think he actually put a lot of work into his being goofy in character.
He definitely did, and I mean, it doesn't help that DM was super tired by the
Yeah.
time we got to that point. But I mean, break down and almost in tears, laughing at it.
Yeah.
So
He made a notebook of
Oh
his
my God,
character's
that's the greatest thing
background.
in
That
the
was like
world.
a whole journal that he made with his character, and it
Yeah.
was like the art was purposely like sketched like a child. It was really funny.
yeah, and he's playing a level 17 monk. So, and I think probably one of the best things of the night was in his description. He said his hair was all unkempt and he had a beard much like Matt in real life, and he said, yeah, he just doesn't care what he looks like anymore. And it was like the ultimate burn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right off the get-go. And he didn't even, you're like, you can check it all you want, buddy. But
I'm just hoping it connects. I'm just
Eventually.
hoping that like
Eventually.
hoping I'll get
Oh my God, it was so funny when he said that though.
testosterone will
Yeah.
raise up and my voice will get a little deeper and hatches will
It's,
connect.
it's not worth it.
No, okay,
No.
well, not gonna happen.
So yeah, I mean that was actually a really good time.
Yeah, that was our Thursday. Was it Thursday?
Oh yeah, what did I do Thursday? Oh, there was a guy here that I've been like kind of hanging out with.
Oh, he
That
came
I
back
indirectly
again.
work with. No, I mean he was here for a couple of days. So.
Oh, okay.
And I taught him how to play Magic, and I told him beforehand. He's like, "Oh man, teach me this game. It looks really cool." I was like, "Well, that's cool. I'm just gonna give you a warning. This is very addictive, and it's,
Can be.
it can be like heroin or something. So don't."
$50 later.
$50
several hours
later, several. I had me up till midnight and 2 a.m. teaching him, and we were doing pack battles and tower and 2-man draft with the modern cube and just on and on. He picked it up pretty quick, so hopefully we'll see him in the next week in one of our drafts.
Hopefully, yeah,
one
that'd
of
be
our
cool.
events. So.
Oh, it's always good to get new people in because then you never know how they're going to draft.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is our last episode that we are doing recording on Friday, correct?
Correct. We are going to start
Yeah.
recording on Saturdays because
Next
this Saturday coming up, which is tomorrow, is our last time at the
Yeah.
USO.
Yeah.
So then we'll be switching to and it actually, personally, I think it's going to be better for the podcast. Our Friday Night Magic will be the day before we do the podcast. So
we can talk about
yeah,
it.
we'll be able to draft and then talk about it. And
Yeah.
not from a week ago.
Fresh off
Yeah, it'll be
memory
fresh
and
off of it.
emotion and excitement,
Yeah.
you know.
So
I will-
expect a lot more salt from me,
Oh,
basically.
you
Yeah.
are salty.
Dude, I was so
But you're
bad.
quick to
And
apologize
I
for your
apologize for it
saltiness.
because I mean
Yeah.
I don't want to be that spoiled little kid, but
I didn't win.
So we can get it so we can get it verbally on the podcast, and so the viewers at home can be assured of it. We will be doing an episode next week,
Yes.
and I may or may not be on it via Skype.
Okay.
All right. So you're doing an episode next week.
yeah, I'll be here.
Doing an episode
I'm
next
doing an
week.
episode next week.
Awesome. We will be doing an episode next week.
Grooviness.
You will be doing an episode next
Yeah.
week, so I'm gonna have to get a new host and co-host.
Co-host?
Co-host?
Yeah.
All right.
Or you want to get
Whatever.
promoted? How are we doing this? You getting promoted
It's
back
funny
to host?
because I'm gonna be getting a temporary promotion in other ways too during that.
I think you're
exact same
both
time.
getting a temporary promotion
So,
other ways
No,
too.
I'm not. I don't get.
This is
Oh,
a
there's
different
nothing with
thing.
that?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Just a lot more responsibility.
Mine comes with something.
Travel. Yeah. So.
Anyway.
So hey, check us out on Facebook. We're on Facebook.com/the BAFDraft, but you can also follow us at Twitter on _BAFDraft. It turned back on when I did the thing. Sorry, man. He turned that off early on, so it wouldn't
No,
do
he
it.
clicked it. It didn't actually turn off.
Yeah, I tried to turn it off,
Oh,
and
okay,
then you
gotcha.
were like,
Okay,
"Oh, he
okay.
got this," and then you.
Yeah. And then
All right. So Facebook.com/the BAFDraft. You can follow us at Twitter at _BAFDraft. And we are on iTunes and YouTube
And SoundCloud.
and SoundCloud.
Yeah.
On SoundCloud and iTunes, you can look up the BAFDraft and check us out there. And then if you're watching this, you're obviously on YouTube.
And
So
then Twitter.
I got the Twitter
Oh,
already.
okay.
And like us, follow us, share us, let your friends
Yeah.
know. They can
Absolutely.
get to see what we get to do out here. With the other military guys and how it is playing out here. Yeah, we still have our own community out here. So
Got a shout out?
absolutely. Yeah, both my kids, Cameron and Bella. If you get to watch it, I have no idea, but thinking about you guys all the time, and yeah, you have one. There was one I thought.
Oh,